You're listening to the Awkward Pillow Talk podcast.
We are Jason and Stephanie Class. We've been professional adult content creators for over 5 years, and we're here to talk about all things sexy and awkward.
This content is explicit, so you must be 18 or older to watch or listen.
These are our real life stories, so if any of that offends you, we'd like to say, fuck you. Visit virginitysnatchers.com to get in on the fun. Happy 2025.
Yeah, welcome.
The year of the hoe. That's what we're going to call it.
Is that what we're calling
It's
it?
going to be the year of the hoe. So
okay.
It's been a little bit since our last one.
Yeah, it was right before Christmas.
It was right before Christmas. And
so I hope everybody had, good holidays.
Absolutely. Obviously, it's been a little crazy for everybody. We had family coming into town. We, it had to be parents. Kids are out of school, all that kind of stuff. But, we found out some gossip, I suppose, over the break that our next door neighbor has been like straight up calling people and being like, hey, did you know what they do for work? I guess I'm showing my age by going like this.
You are.
But it feels
and
right.
They have to slam the phone down.
Slam it down. But apparently, yeah, she's just been like
out
going and telling people to
like,
the point
for
to where
months.
like for months to the point to where like the PTO knows
At the kids' school.
So we'd like to say thank you to them.
If you have supported.
I mean, really, thanks for taking away the ability for us to
control that narrative.
Control our own narrative.
Because yes, we told everybody in our family and our close circle of friends, we were just getting to know the people at school in a sense. And
and it's not like we're predatory. We don't go after people. We're, you and I both were such goody goods in high school, all through public schools, that I'm pretty sure neither of us ever got a referral, right?
No. Yeah.
Never got detention, never got anything like that.
I am not a rule breaker.
We are not the people that are supposed to be in this role.
Right.
But that's what makes this role
a lot of fun.
Fun for us and more interesting for other people, is because we're not the people that were like, hey, we're going to become porn stars, right?
Right.
So when you meet us, if you know us outside of it, and I think that if you find out what it is that we do, it's probably a bit of a surprise.
Right.
But what our job is has nothing to do with the rest of our life, right? Like everything stays separated with the kids.
I mean, it's like another person's job. Like, okay, yes, we work from home, but you go to the office, you work 9 to 5, you come home, that's done. And then you focus on school, or not on school, sorry, on family. It's the same thing. Like, we have separate lives. Our job does not make us who we are. It is not the only thing about us that makes us who we, I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does. But I think it needs to be said too. This isn't really something that we sought. We weren't like, we're going to make a goal to one day become full-time adult creators.
No,
this just is something that just happened. And we're like, is this something we want to turn down? No, absolutely not. Because our entire goal from the day that we've met has been to spend as much time with each other as possible. Right. And we tried to figure that out when I was doing real estate, right?
Right.
And it just
didn't work.
It didn't work. It wasn't vibing. And for a while, we weren't sure that this was going to work and vibe. And then all of a sudden it clicked. And now it's like, as soon as, the economy catches back up, we're going to be like, this is the best thing ever.
Right.
Because
I hope.
I know I'm happy. I get to wake up every day and I don't have to be like, oh, I've got to leave you, and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I'm sorry that it makes my neighbors uncomfortable.
Shitty that they were the ones that, felt the need to tell everybody. Because, I have to assume everybody at school knows, but, I don't officially know. But,
yeah, but we've heard from other people that certain people know, and they avoid us now and stuff like that.
And then other people are like, I just don't care.
But
and
it's
come hang out with
though.
me.
Why did you feel the need to go tell anybody? You know what I mean? What sucks, and I hope that, I'm assuming that people now know where our sites are. They're knowing to listen to our podcast.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything.
Well, if they are, then let me go ahead and put this message out to them. The person who has spread this rumor has much more damning information
against them.
Or we have much more damning information against them than they ever have against us, which is why they're spreading this bullshit. We've never been mean to them. We've never done anything other than, over communicate. And then
It'd be, very like what's the word?
it was a one-sided
Yes,
communication.
no, it was like we were always inviting them to things and doing this and having their, kids over to play or whatever, and never once.
Yeah, so like the fact that they're all of a sudden going from like us being nice to them, us having not done anything wrong to them suddenly attacking us and like literally destroying our character to our neighbors and stuff. You know what I mean? Like we've got neighbors that will not look us in the eye anymore.
Right.
And it's like, what the fuck, guys? Like, you knew us before this, but now because this douchebag neighbor comes and says, "Hey, did you know what they are doing?" I mean, we've literally even heard that moms are coming up and grabbing other moms away from our group and pulling them away so that they don't have to be near us.
Right. But the moms that are being pulled away don't care, but they feel pressured to go with the other moms, and they, end up making their way back to us. But
It
still sucks.
It's a really odd dynamic that I never really thought that I'd have to fully deal with. I mean, we'd always kind of talked about this being like our nightmare scenario. You know what I mean? Where everybody knows, and I will say it is not the nightmare scenario.
No, but it still sucks. It still sucks.
It's not fair. It's just not fair. That's what it comes down to. But it's not going to stop me from doing what we're doing.
Right.
It's, if you really want to dive into this, like ethically, I've said it 1,000 times. I know that we're on the ethical side of, the industry. We do nothing illegal. I mean,
right.
It just sucks.
There was something I was going to say, but now I forgot. It was about...
It's okay. Maybe it'll come to you.
Maybe it was about the school and the... Oh, part of me is like, it's one of those things where like old me would have just crawled in a hole and died, knowing that everybody knows. And still part of me is like, yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. But at the same time, I'm like, do you stop showing up to school? No, because that's when they're going to start talking even more. So it's like, we just have to keep going. And like my friend said, it's eventually going to blow over. Something else is going to happen. And
we're not ashamed of what we do.
No,
other people are ashamed of what we do, or they're embarrassed, or they're uncomfortable by it.
Right.
But, our marriage is stronger than I'll put it up against anybody's.
Right.
Straight up. And I'll put our relationship with our kids up against anybody's too.
Right.
Because that is what, as backwards as this might sound, the reason that we are in the adult industry is so we could focus on our family unit more.
Right.
And that's exactly what we've done. We've got 2 fantastic, well-behaved, overachieving children.
Right.
And they've got 2 parents that love each other unconditionally and love them unconditionally.
And are there for them for no matter what.
So I'm not sure why you wouldn't want somebody like us in your community. But I would say, hey, maybe reevaluate the facts and go after the person that's trying to kick us out of your community. Because we actually bring value to a community.
I'm sure that's what they're trying to do, is to have us, run away with our tails tucked between our legs. But I'm not going anywhere. Like, you can't scare me off. Like, it's going to make them look like shitty people.
Because we know that we are good people. If you're going to judge us based on just our job, then okay, fine. You can think of however you want. We are far more than our job.
Right.
And once you get to know us, you're going to realize that you probably effed up.
Yep.
Because we're not going to be malicious. We're not going to like go off and do a full attack like you did, where you called everybody individually and made a big deal about it. We'll just bide our time.
Until you mess up.
And when the moment's right, we'll make sure it's known.
Yep.
So, and we're over, the whole keeping our thoughts to ourselves. The same person used to break into conversations to try to interrupt
and alienate
us. And if that happens again, if they're listening, just know you're going to be super fucking embarrassed.
Or if you know who it is that we're talking about, just word to the
give them a heads up, because
don't fuck with us.
Yeah, I will just embarrass you with facts without ever having to lie about a single thing. Got nothing but proof and evidence. So I guess here's your truce. Like, if you're listening, you're spying in on us, you're spreading all this shit, I'm going to tell you right now that shit needs to stop.
Yep.
Or else it's going to be super fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
On a brighter note.
I was like, so anyways.
It's just crazy that this is always what we have to deal with because of the industry. And for us, this isn't an industry that we had to enter into.
Right.
We wanted to because of just some happenings. You know what I mean? We came from well-off families.
Right.
So it's not like
ultra conservative.
It's not like, oh, poor them. They're doing this to survive.
Right.
We are now because it's our main job.
Right.
We made that decision, but like it wasn't before.
You had a very successful career.
Don't feel pity for us. Right. Don't feel anything like that.
Don't feel like, oh no, like I can't believe she's forced.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, she's forced into this. She must hate it. No.
This is us getting to do exactly what we want. We communicate with each other. We say, hey, would this be fun?
And it's not just about the adult industry. Like, we're podcasters. We're like,
we sell stuff now.
Right. Like, we are a lot more than just the adult creators.
It's our personality.
Yes, it started out that way, but like, we've kind of molded what we want out of it into something successful and something that people like, whether, you know, they want it or not, like, they know who we are. So I don't know.
We're going to be replacing some of our advertisers within the first few months of this year. So we've stopped working with Fire Body. We had a great time working with them. Have no qualms with them whatsoever.
Right.
But our promotion with them has stopped. Nude Pleasures was something that we were super excited to work with, and we'd reached out to several times. We got a pack of their stuff, can say, hey, it works. But every time we keep reaching out to Morty, he tells us he's going to send us something or whatever. We never hear back. And we're just tired of, even though their product works, we got to have that commitment back to us. And without getting that back, we're just not going to do anything else with it. So we're going to cut ties with them unless they get back to us and keep up on their commitment with things. Again, it was a product I felt really confident in.
Right.
But the communication's not there, and it makes me feel like an asshole when I have to continually go back and forth on things. So I'm just not going to do it anymore. If they want to be part of this, they're welcome to be part of it. Our podcast has gotten a shit ton of views since October. The advertisers with us have gotten over 40,000 ad reads at a minute each. That's 40,000 minutes, essentially, of you and I reading ads for free to companies that are not reciprocating.
Right.
So if you are a company that is looking to get into this space, we are taking
we got some space.
We are taking these advertisements directly, because on top of everything else that we get kicked out of, Red Circle has decided that we are no longer allowed to actually monetize our ads through them because we sell adult content as pay-per-view. I'm sorry, it wasn't Red Circle. It's their payment processor, Stripe. What was really cool about that is they emailed us and said, hey, you're going to get kicked off the platform. But apparently that was just Stripe that said that and not Red Circle. Red Circle didn't know anything about the email that Stripe sent me for an entire week.
Jeez.
So here I am thinking I'm going to lose my entire podcast. I'm literally already working on trying to see if I can port things over to another thing. And then they finally get back to me and they say, hey,
No.
So no. You just aren't allowed to take out any money from the ads that you've earned.
So we just lose that money?
It's like $10 that we'd earned on there. So,
but still,
it is what it is. Whatever. That's the fucking adult creator tax, right? Just constantly. Because then when we go to take our money out somewhere, we also get charged in order to take it out and put it somewhere. Anyways, if you're an advertiser that is looking to work with us, we can take payment through ourselves and put you directly into the podcast episodes still. We have full access to go into every single one of our past episodes and upload that commercial still. We just can't have you pay for it through the platform there. We have got other ways to do it, though. And it does not matter if you are completely sex brand related, or if you're big, or if you're small. We're just looking for people that can partner with us and that want to help us grow.
Like it's the mutual growth.
Yeah, I really like, I would love to charge, obviously,
Right.
and get paid for it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I want to grow this brand and I want to find brands that want to grow with us.
Right.
Now, with that being said, all this thing about, all these companies not helping us, I will say we are still promoting this one. I've never even heard of this, like from this company.
Never talked to them.
I found them on TikTok on accident. I tried it and
Holy cow.
it is awesome. It's just this dark chocolate thing. You eat it and it makes the orgasm just 10 times stronger.
Yeah. If not more.
And longer. I don't understand the science behind it.
I don't either. And again, I had somebody ask me, like, is it like a placebo effect? I'm like, I don't think so. Because, like, there'll be multiple days after I've had the chocolate that it'll still, like, I'll still feel the effects. And I'll have completely forgotten I've had the chocolate. Like, it could be 2 to 3 days after having it. And then I'm like, wow.
Yeah, there's
what was that? I'm like,
there's a difference for sure.
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested in checking out the TikTok shop on that one, Awkward Pillow Talk is the TikTok. Go down to our shop and check out Comes Chocolate. Every time you buy a box, we get like $3 or something like that. So make sure you buy a bunch. Give them to your friends. I'm pretty sure if you buy 3 packs, then you get free shipping. Don't quote me on that.
2 or 3, I don't remember. Maybe it's more. I don't know.
But y'all, it's legit. We let our friends try it.
Yeah.
And they were like, yes, it worked.
Yep.
So it's not just us. I really think it's an awesome product, and it does essentially what we were hoping to get from the other brand that stopped communicating with us. So in the meantime, if you're looking for something, this is the way to go. I'm not trying to start drama. I just want to say that, like, we are trying to stay out of the fucking drama, y'all.
And the more that we try to stay out of it, god damn, it comes at us.
It keeps coming, but I'm not going to be chasing after companies anymore. You guys got to come back to me. And if we make an agreement and you don't follow through on it, I'm just got to be done. Right. I can't spend my time anymore chasing after it because it's ridiculous. And there's companies that I'm sure that they feel like maybe they haven't gotten enough back from us.
Right.
And if that's the case, let us know.
Right. Like, talk to us. Communicate.
Because we're all about it. We'll reach out to people and say, hey, is there something else we can do more for you? Or maybe we missed an email from you.
Like,
I mean, we are
just checking in.
We are real people. We're parents. We forget things.
Right.
But let's get a little bit sexy.
Oh?
So I wanted to break it down in this episode.
Uh-oh.
With a few things that you and I are looking for in 2025.
Okay.
Some specific scenarios that I would like to cast.
Uh-oh.
And I figure if we can explain it this way, because I keep on getting people who are like, well, what kind of scenario? What kind of scenario? So these are our pay-per-view types that we really like to film, and then maybe some ideas that, we've played around with that we wouldn't mind filming. But this is going to be the part of the episode you're going to listen to and be like, okay, if I've wanted to, be part of these or anything like that, this is what you're going to listen to. Now, not everybody's going to have a chance for this, guys.
Right.
Steph has final call, and just because you feel like you're the shit, even if you're super attractive and your mom tells you you're beautiful, it doesn't mean that she's going to go for it. The moon has to be at the right place in the sky. The sun can't be too hot. The wind can't be too loud. There's a bunch of things that go into it, so I can't tell you exactly, hey, you're definitely going to get picked.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
I can't even tell you.
There's luck of the draw. But there are certain things that we are looking for in particular. Now, the first one that I think we both agreed on that we wanted to prioritize a little bit was we want to film with a hot wife. We want to do the couple, you and I, with a hot wife, where preferably the husband's there in helping film.
Okay.
If not, then something we can send back and be like, hey, check this out. That to me would be hot. Just somewhere it's just like us showing her off.
Right.
Hey, look at this. Look, how does your wife look with this? Things like that. I really, really enjoy that idea of it. And I would love to do a first time so we could actually speak to somebody and be like, hey. Now, I'm asking a lot there. I get that.
It's a lot.
I get that.
But
the second thing we're looking for is some non-virgin couples and very few select dudes. And I say that because I know that you motherfuckers are going to come at me hard.
They're going to come so hard. But
But we want to do the erotic photo shoot series again.
Right.
We want to get back into that. And I thought it would be fun. What if we did that with another couple as a way of doing a swap?
That'd be kind of cool.
Right? Where like you pick out a magazine, and it'd be me and the other chick that have to do it. And then I pick out a magazine, it'd be you and the other dude that have to go do it, right? And we take each other's pictures kind of thing.
Okay.
Because we're all still together, you know. But that would be exciting to me. And of course, doing it with the solos or with the threesome, whatever, as well. Cool. Really, I just want to do as many of those erotic photo shoots as we can. Now, the key to getting on those, if you want to be part of that, because there's a key.
There's a key.
You got to make sure you can stay hard. That is, we can do nothing with you in these photo shoots if you have no way of staying hard. And unfortunately, false confidence doesn't always work in that scenario. Yeah. So don't be too proud to, like, you know, take a blue chew if you have to. That's just how these scenarios work sometimes.
Yep. But it's okay. Like, we're not judging.
When you reach out to us, don't say, "Oh, you're so beautiful. I've been dreaming of you forever. I've wanted to have this moment." It's going to freak her out and be like, "Get the fuck away from me." She's not looking to fulfill a long-time fantasy of something that you've dreamed of forever.
Because I don't even know who you are.
Yeah, that's a little too much pressure.
Yeah.
Reach out and be like, "Hey, I saw that you guys were interested in casting for this. I'm clean. This is where I'm located. Here's my availability, the times that I'm usually able to meet." By the way, Monday through Friday during the day works best for us, if you were to, you know, throw that out there. And
willing to
sign forms.
Yeah.
Willing to provide ID. And I understand you're not going to talk to me for 3 fucking weeks before this.
Right.
Nonstop. And then I'm going to get cold feet and back out.
Yep.
So there is a lot that goes into it, but it's real simple, guys. You got to be height, weight proportionate. And that is really, I don't want to say non-negotiable, because there's a little bit of leniency in there, but you got to be hygiene wise, and you got to be somewhat attractive. Nobody wants to watch an ugly person necessarily have sex. Respectfully. We are in the business of
making money
and making things that people want to watch. So
as hard as it might be to hear,
we can't help everybody.
Right.
We have to be mindful, and I hate being an asshole in that sense.
Right.
It just kind of is what it is.
You know, I realize that everybody's not going to think that they fall in that part of the category. So, like, they're going to shoot their shot. But, like, if you don't hear back from us, or you even have a thought that you may fall into the no category, and you still don't hear from us, don't keep pushing. Just take that as your sign.
Yeah, the best way to, like, get cut off from us completely is to bomb us with messages
on all the different
platforms. It's just immediately no. You got to understand, we are not here for you. This is not like your personal fantasy. This is our life.
We choose. We are in charge.
We got to be in charge. So another scenario that we're looking for, and this one could be broken off into 2 different, you know, situations, is we're looking for a woman. Does not have to be married, does not have to be a hot wife or whatever, but somebody that wants to come and do a reverse cuckold situation where you're filming and I'm fucking, and also a girl.
Okay.
Because we had a really good girl that we shot a while ago that we don't really sell anymore out of respect. And I would like to do that again because it was really high quality. So if you are a female creator, you're looking to get into it, you're in the Central Florida area, you're willing to travel to us, we can certainly film. I can help set you up with all kinds of pictures. We can make it worth your day to come out and film with us, essentially.
Right.
So keep that in mind. And of course, the last thing we're looking for, as always, are virgins. We have not given up on the virgin quest. We're on 21 still. And we plan to keep going to who knows. And see, I feel like this is one of those things that, like, that's what people, when they hear, probably judge us on the most, is the virgin thing.
If they even hear about it.
If they get that far. But to me, it's like, if you hear that and you don't know the full context behind it.
It sounds bad.
It doesn't sound good.
No.
And that's what worries me about people making, you know, their own assumptions of things, is when it gets to that, it sounds like we're predatory, and we're certainly not. Like, not at all.
Like, if they even have, like, seen us in real life, they're going to realize, no, we're just really awkward and non-predatory. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense,
like,
but, like,
everything is consenting. You know what I mean? There's no, like,
It is one of those things where, like, we use stage names. So it's like they would have to really dive into it to find that kind of stuff.
I also want to say, though, if you are one of these people listening to us and you are okay with it, please just come up to us and say, hey, I know what's up.
Yeah, she's like, I heard
I'm cool.
you got
You'll be our new best friend.
You got someone on your side.
You'll probably be our new best friend, honest to God.
Right.
Because
I mean, and we've been giving people the chance to like back out or back away from us. Like, person that told me, I told her, I was like, look, I don't want to like put you in between, and she didn't, seem like it was a necessary thing to back off. And then we told another friend, I was like, hey, it's like, this is what's happening. Here's your chance to, back away and save your social standings. And she said, nope, you're stuck with us. So I was like, cool. Those are the people I want. Those are people that are like, I don't care.
Well, those are people that know. They've been over here. They know how we separate things. We've got a biometric lock on our fucking bedroom door.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it is so secure. We keep it so separated.
Right.
There's not a moment where like, oh, let's be lazy and just like forget about this protection for our children. You know what I mean? It is the hardest part of the job is keeping it separated, but it's also one of the most important parts for us. So,
because we're not going to have all these like toys lying around, or we're not going to have like,
we don't have random people coming through while they're home during the day. The only times they've met somebody that like would even be part of that is if it was a friend, like somebody that like became a friend.
Right.
Like,
and it's only been a handful of times.
Right. If that.
So it's because we met up with them multiple times and trusted them, and they trusted us, that everybody was safe, and the kids could not be aware. And I know that sounds bad, but like, it's one of those things where like they're just cool people and they wanted to hang out with us outside of that kind of situation, so we made it work.
And we have vanilla friends that we do not sleep with. There's not going to be a point where we're like, oh, we're going to try to like sleep with you. Obviously, if you're into this lifestyle, you let us know, and we're never going to be the people that make the move.
Yeah.
So like, you don't have to worry about me all of a sudden coming up and grabbing an ass cheek of your wife or something.
Or like just start like rubbing on like
it is not who I am. It's not who she is. Everything that we do is very well boundaried.
Yes.
Another thing that Steph and I are looking into getting into. Oh, well, before I get into that, we should say the last filming idea, we're trying to do secret spouse again too. If we can get a few couples together. Secret spouse is where one person is blindfolded and they have to guess who their spouse is.
So like if
from a group of people. So we typically have 3 or 4 couples there, and we would do it that way. It is hilarious. It is hot.
We filmed it a while back.
Amazing. And we can't if it's something you're interested in seeing, message us and we'll figure something out. But it is really fun. We would like to do that again. All right. So starting in February, Steph and I are going to start doing some limited coaching sessions with some couples that are looking to spice things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, we are not professionals by any means.
We should just preface that.
Yeah, we're 2 people that just understand communication a little differently, and we think we can provide some perspective to some couples that may be interested.
Whether it's just advice or like actual it's not going to be like guaranteed.
No, there's no guarantee here, and eventually this may be something we charge for, but for the first 3 couples that we want to deal with, we want to do it for free. Now, the idea with this, and this is the tricky part, and I would understand if nobody signs up for it, but we want to keep these interviews and have them on the podcast.
Right.
And this is something
obviously we would not give out their names.
Yeah, we will make sure everything is nice and secure.
Right.
But what I want to do is essentially assign couple number 1, couple number 2, couple number 3, almost like we do with the virgins.
Right.
And I want us to be able to track them and say, hey, here is essentially the scenario that they were in. Here's how they navigated it. Mm-hmm. I want to be able to take these situations and basically be able to say, hey, I worked with another couple that was like this before. You should listen to this episode and hear how they did it.
Right. Because and how they worked through their
so much of the human
or whatever
condition involves trusting that somebody else has gone and done this before.
Right. Knowing that you're not the only one in these situations makes it almost feel better. Like, I know that makes it feel less special that like you're not the only one that has this problem, but it also is very comforting knowing that I'm not crazy. I'm not the only one that
I'm
has
not going to
gone through.
necessarily ruin my marriage,
Right.
or I'm not going to whatever, because this person had the same exact situation.
Right.
You can't continually take your advice from couples that don't match what you're going through.
Right.
Part of our coaching is going to be essentially creating your bubble within your relationship and figuring out how to block out these external factors, how to explore with your partner without feeling weird about exploring with your partner. Because the reason you're going to feel weird isn't probably because you feel like your partner is going to like embarrass you.
Right.
It's what if somebody else found out about this?
Right.
That's where it all comes down to. So we want to be able to work on things. We're going to give you exercises and stuff like that you'll do, and then you'll come back the next week and we'll talk about it and we'll see how it worked.
Right.
6 weeks, I think, is kind of what I have in my head for the whole process. But who the fuck knows? I could change it on a dime. Y'all know how this works.
The ADHD hits and poof.
Now, I really don't think I will, because as we've proven with the virgins, we've obviously got a track record with wanting to actually help people.
Right.
And that's really the best motivator for me, is to actually be able to fully help somebody. So if this is something you're interested in, we promise not to push you into swinging if that's not something that you're into. If it is something that you're looking into, we can definitely advise you on the first steps, or just different ways to kind of start thinking about
dipping the toes.
Maybe opening your mind up, and just maybe that's what it really is opening your mind up sexually.
Yeah.
Is we're not trying to convince you to go on a certain path. We're trying to convince you to open yourself up to allow the path to come at you, so to speak.
Okay.
If it's something you're interested in, email me, the awkwardpillowtalkpodcast@gmail.com, and I will send you back a little bit of a survey. It's going to ask questions. It'll ask for a few pictures, because even though your picture won't show up anywhere, we want to see what you look like. We're just curious. It helps us.
Right.
We want to figure out really a lot of the details about, your life, personal life, how much time you have together. You got kids, you got activities you do together. Things like that are going to be what helps Steph and I kind of sit back and be like, all right, this is how it's going to work better. And these conversations that we have with you, just know that none of what we tell you is the truth. It is just our opinions on things and how we see them.
It's all confidential.
It's all confidential, other than the fact you're going to be listening to it on a fucking podcast.
Right.
What she means by confidential is your identity will be protected.
Yes. Yes, I guess that's what I meant.
But we really think it would be a lot of fun to be able to do this kind of stuff. And eventually, heck, we could start doing it the same way the virgins. All right, ready for your first swap? Let's do it.
Yeah.
But in due time.
Down the line.
If it is something, though, that you're interested in, really, you can check out the website, too, virginitysnatchers.com. We've got a link on there that'll get you a hold of us. And just make sure you mention that you're interested in that. I don't have the full form up on the site yet.
Just say, this is still baby.
Yeah, I don't have the full form, but you can just send out an inquiry and be like, hey, we're interested. And I know we've got one couple kind of waiting for an email right now. So we will hopefully hear from them and get them on board. We've got some exciting stuff coming up. I'm sure of it. So the next episode that we have, hopefully we'll have a real fun update. I know that we've been speaking to a couple of couples. It could just because I want to have some fun games. I want to do some fun games, Yeah. It's been a while since we've gotten to do that kind of dirty stuff. And as always, thank you for the support. We have the TikTok shop. Make sure you check that out, Awkward Pillow Talk. Check out these chocolates right there. So fucking legit.
Super legit.
virginitysnatchers.com, awkwardpillowtalk.com, awkwardtalk.com, and advertisers as well. If you're looking to reach out, the Awkward Pillow Talk podcast @gmail.com is your best bet. Or you can find us on Twitter. Stephanie Class X is going to be your best way to get a hold of us on Twitter. We'll catch you next time.
Bye, guys.